Hi, chicas. My name is Keish, and I just dropped in on this beautiful Saturday morning just to tell you don't give up, girl. I used to take my mom to chemotherapy, and there was this poster that was on the wall that had this frog, and the frog was like halfway down the bird's throat, and he was choking the bird's throat. And at the bottom of the flyer, it said, "Don't ever give up." And that had really blessed my life. And I have carried that just throughout my life in different circumstances. So I just wanted to tell you, don't give up. Girl, you have more in store than what your life currently is right now. And can I tell you that God still loves you? No matter if it's because of something that you did or something that just, life is just lifing. He still loves you, even if it is something that you did. I'll share a testimony. I, of course, been married several times, but my first marriage, I met this guy online, right? So this is like the whole thing, the whole new thing of dating, online dating. You swipe and all that. Well, this was before the whole swiping. This was way back. I mean, at least, over a decade or so ago. But anyway, so I met this guy online and we dated. And the first time that we met, he said, "I'm going to make you my wife." And me being so gullible and naive, I'm like, "Oh, that is so sweet." So we started hanging out more and stuff like that. So we ended up getting married. But before I actually married him, I had went to a prayer meeting. And so at this prayer meeting, there was a prophet. And the prophet said, she went around the whole circle, right? There was like, I don't know, about 10 people in the circle. And she went around the whole circle, just laying hands and praying on the people that was there. But when she got to me, she just stopped. She just stopped and said, "I need to speak to you after the prayer meeting." And then she just kept going. And I'm like, what is this? So I didn't really have a relationship with God like that. So I saw her at the table. And then when I went to her at the table, I'm like, "You said that you had something to tell me after, the prayer." And she said, "Yeah, I do. The guy that you're about to marry is not your husband. And if you marry him, you be in a lifetime of pain." So, I didn't know God like that. I was thinking, this woman is kind of crazy. And but how does she know that I'm about to marry somebody? Like, okay, maybe one of our friends told her or something like that, talked to her about it. So fast forward, went on, married him, and she turned out to be right. The marriage was so bad that I took till death do us part to a whole nother level. Like I didn't want to live. I thought that death would be better than to live in the marriage that I was in. And let me give you kind of just a snippet on what I used to do. Like I used to, like I said, my mom was going through chemo, like I mentioned earlier. So they had her on these hydrocodones and stuff like that for pain. And so I was so depressed that I used to take hydrocodone, take part of her, hydrocodone, and then I'll take Benadryl or something like that. And then I knew that combination would just, take my life. And it's like inwardly, I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. So obviously that didn't prevail because I'm here. But that was just like one of the things that I'm talking about. Like just, you feel like God forsaking you, even though you got into it yourself. I just felt like God was forsaking me. The marriage is so bad, it was so abusive. It didn't even matter. Like one day I would share this with you. One day I was watching washing our daughter's hair, and he just came out of the closet with his pants down and then just, raped me right there, right in front of, our daughter. But she didn't see because her head was like down in the sink. But that was like one of the things. And I'm like, this, I know I did this, God. But is this like my forever result? But it wasn't. I got the strength enough to leave. And that's like a whole nother story. It was so hard to get out of that. But God allowed me to get out of that safely. So I came by to tell you, girl, just don't give up. Thank you so much for just even listening to me today. What's the purpose of this is not to gain attention or anything like that. It's because my life is completely crazy. And I know I can't be the only one where my life is just completely crazy. Even after the marriage, it just continued to get crazy and crazy and crazy. And you just wonder why it looks like that I am going through more than the average person. So every Saturday afternoon, I'm going to drop in and I'm going to just encourage you. Say, girl, just don't give up. And to drop a testimony in, because I got plenty of them. So hopefully the testimony can help somebody along the way. And you know what? If you have a testimony too that you want to share, that you don't mind sharing, just drop it in the comments, because we overcome by our testimonies. We strengthen each other by our testimonies. You never know what your next girlfriend is going through, or your neighbor. It don't even have to be somebody that you know. Somebody out there needs your testimony. So hang in there and don't give up, girl.